Okay, we are all set to go ahead and get started. We are gonna call the Sarah County Criminal Justice Coordinating Council meeting to order. It's 12:03. Can I get a roll call, please?
Monica Isham.
Here.
Julia Lyons.
Here.
Grant Gerber. Mike Markran.
Here.
Mike Woller.
Here.
Tweed Schuman. Doug Marotek.
Here.
Bruce Poquet. Katie Ballinger emailed that she would be unable to attend. John Yackel. Mark Helwig. Elaine Smith. Marshall Savitsky.
Here.
Kathy McCoy. Bill Trepanier. You have a quorum.
Thank you. If everyone could please rise if you're able, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have certification of compliance with the open meetings law, please?
This meeting was noticed to the media and the public as required by section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. Okay, let's look at the agenda. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the agenda? Any changes, additions, deletions, anything like that? Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know that I did hear that TGB selected 2 people to sit on the CJCC.
Great.
I've been trying to find out who they are and have been unsuccessful.
Okay.
So
Okay. It's 2 of 7, so.
I told them that, the meeting is today at
Okay.
noon, so I thought maybe they'd show up, but I guess not.
Okay, well, that's good though. So we know there's 2 more. Okay, so we
Well-
need to,
I think
Go ahead.
I know we're a little off the agenda, but we'll make sure that we add that for next time because we'll have to take a look at the bylaws and make sure what we have to do from that point on. Yeah,
like which seats they would,
they fit those 2 seats,
Cover,
but I
yeah.
think we have to bring it up to the county board and just get I think,
okay,
but I didn't bring my bylaws with.
okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Anybody else have anything on the agenda? Okay, oh my gosh, I always do this. Do we have to do a motion to approve the agenda? No, okay. I always do that. I'm too many boards and they all do stuff just a little bit differently. Okay, let's move on to public comment. Don't everybody run to the microphone at once. Come on, nobody, no takers. All right, well, I guess no public comment. Consider approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the previous meeting minutes? Anybody have any changes to those that they would like to propose? Oh. No, you're fine. I think this look fine. They look fine, right?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June.
Okay, we've got a motion from Julia, second from Mark. Do we have any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Oh. That's what I did.
Motion. It's from
Okay.
July, yeah.
So I'll correct the motion to state
Oh my
July,
God.
meeting minutes from July. Do we need to go through probably?
Okay, so for the record, the motion has been corrected. It is to approve the minutes from the July meeting. I think that we were all under that understanding, so I think we're good. Okay, CJCC Executive Committee.
Okay, well, we did not get a chance to meet. I forgot to put that on the calendars, and if it's not there, it doesn't happen. So
Okay,
we'll try to start and get those on the calendars in August. We have information that we're reviewing right now, so we should be able to touch base on that right away. I am also, one of the other things that was asked at the last meeting as part of the executive committee was to move forward with making a grants manager or grants position request. And so Mike had said that I should do a job posting request or a job order request. I'm just about done to push send. So that'll go through just so that they can review that.
Perfect, thank you. That's a good update for having no meeting. Still a good update. All right, let's move on to the jail report.
Thank you. The month of July, we've seen a slightly higher inmate population of 62, 10 of those being females, 52 males. 24 average probation incarceration, average pre-sentence incarceration was at 22, and 16 average sentence incarcerations. We currently have 4 on electronic monitoring. There was 59 inmates the day that this report was generated, with an unemployment rate at the time of booking at 73%.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions on the jail report or comments? Okay. Oh, we've got a question.
Can you guys just kind of repeat that online so that it?
104 is the population of the, or the maximum.
Correct, yep, 104 if we double bunk.
Okay.
Correct, yes.
I was gonna say, I've heard some real positive comments about not double bunking and the impact that it's had in terms of inmates' well-being and the ability to participate and to read and to do things like that without having to have a cellmate. So I have heard out in the community, you know, positive effects of that, so.
That's good.
Do we have enough jailers to cover if we did have the population?
Currently, yes, we would, with our part-timers, yeah. If in the event, if we needed a double bunk, we do have adequate staffing.
Why, what you planning? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Oh, get people in trouble every day, don't I? Okay. Anything else on the jail report?
I believe
Oh.
that's with Justice Point.
Oh, yeah, that's the part of Justice Points. Okay, well, since we're done with the jail report, let's move on to Justice Point.
Okay, thank you. We'll get to that one in a second. I'm going to start with staffing. So we said last month that we had hired our programs coordinator. So Rebecca Moser was a case manager. She moved into the programs coordinator position. She's doing a phenomenal job. I do want to mention that she is still case managing because we had transition in our entire office. So because of that, although she is doing a coordinator position, she's also case managing. So I ask that people give her grace in that coordinator position and just understand that she's doing 2 jobs right now. And on that note, our new case manager is here. Tanya was originally hired as a pretrial and diversion case manager, but Allie resigned as the programs case manager and Tanya stepped into that position. She's also doing phenomenally. So Rebecca is training Tanya. So I'd like to welcome Tanya to our team officially as the programs case manager. So she's taken over recovery court and doing awesome. So with that, we are finding that there was a lot of processes in the recovery court position that kind of fell to the wayside with some of the transition, and we're really working hard to recover those. No pun intended. So we have the pretrial and diversion case management position open, but we do intend to fill that by the end of this week. Any questions on that? Okay. So our numbers, for the month of July, pretrial, we had 109 active. We successfully completed 9. We had 9 on referral status. And like I say every month, the referral status are technically on wait list. All of those are incarcerated. We have none pending on the wait list right now. So they're only in referral status because they're incarcerated. Diversion, we have 14 active. 1 was unsuccessful, and we have 5 in referral status. Treatment court, technically in the month of July, we had 8 active, but we had 1 that was unsuccessful. Any questions on the numbers? Okay, we have a ton of deflection updates. So I'm going to try to speak quickly. Lieutenant is setting up a grievance link so that our peer systems navigators can be contacted directly. We haven't had a chance to talk to find out where that process is, but I assume it's in the works. Okay. National Night Out is not deflection specific, but it went really, really well. We had over 200 contacts that night, and we know because we had a sign-up sheet. And we also had testimonials, which if you want to see them, Tanya can pass those around. It went really, really well. We had a ton of good feedback. So that was National Night Out. The month of August, for deflection specific events, I've been asking for like donations, ideas. So where we are at, August 19th, Bill is going to be interviewed on the radio, 92.3 WRLS with Kim Dale. Public Health has a slot on the radio, and they have given that to Kim and Bill that day. So they'll be on the radio at 8:30 in the morning. Tentatively, on Thursday, August 28th, we're going to host a scavenger hunt on the hospital trails for a sober event, and we're not going to promote it as a sober event. It's just going to be a community event. But it's pending. They have to make sure that the trails aren't being used by anything. I don't have a specific time yet because they're just making sure that the trails aren't being used. And I'll send all of this out once we make sure that everything's available. But Bill was checking in with Camda and Riverbrook to make sure that the trails are available that day. He was actually doing that this morning. So that's August 28th. Like I said, scavenger hunt, and there is a prize for people once they complete that. Trout Fest is Friday, August 29th, Saturday the 30th, and the 31st. We'll have a booth there, kind of the same as National Night Out. September 20th and the 26th, there's the Suicide Walk, and Jess and Joyce are really kind of heading that up, but we're going to participate in those and have booths at both of those. And then these are like big for us. Snap Fitness has agreed to donate 10 participant passes and host on Tuesdays. They're going to host fitness workout classes for up to 10 participants. And so Bill and Kendra will bring participants there for community events and get people involved in healthy activities. So we'll have sign-up sheets for those. Judge, do you have a question? They're going to be Tuesdays starting in September, and I'll send all of this out in a flyer. They're going to condense it in one flyer. So this all just came about yesterday, like all of this information. Pickleball, they're going to host 3 courts, up to 10 people, mini tournaments. That'll be starting in September, but it'll be dependent on weather. And then bowling, same thing, it'll be once a week. And we're going to try to hold that off till the weather gets a little bit colder. On Monday, Bill and Kendra are going to the library and they're going to get trained on the projection equipment so that we can host movie nights. And then the same with the Park Theater. We're going to try to host movie nights at the Park Theater. So that's all being sponsored under Deflection. And we made connections at National Night Out for community donations to host those. So when I've been asking for donations, that's the kind of thing that these things will produce. So we don't take monetary donations, but like gift cards for the movie theater, the bowling alley, pickleball, stuff like that, for our clients to be able to go participate and do things in lieu of getting high or getting arrested. Does anybody have any questions or suggestions?
No, but Becky, if you are running, when we look at some finances, we do have some money in the opioid settlement. So if we need to purchase some things, let me know.
Great. Also food, because I can only purchase food out of my pretrial budget. And yeah,
That could be, because I don't think we just are able to do towards sober events. So I think that we would be able to. I don't think I'll just double check. I
okay,
don't think that's tied. So that might be the way to be able to do that.
okay.
Well, I love these ideas. I think that they're so fun and they're also, focusing on health, wellness, things that we should all focus on. I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's great. Get to go to Snap Fitness and I haven't worked out in ages, so I might have to join.
I know.
That sounds cool.
So, and our goal too with these, and I just got off of a statewide deflection call. Actually, I sent you videos that are awesome, that other counties produced. But Leilani, who is our grants administrator for our deflection, was like, Becky, you know what I'd really like to see you do with these events? I'd really like to see you have law enforcement be involved with these. So
There you go.
like the Snap Fitness, do you think you can get a law enforcement officer go participate with those or get law enforcement involved with your pickleball tournaments? And I was like, I think I could probably do that.
How fun. Who would have
So-
thought like pickleball would take off like this, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember having to do pickleball in like team sports class and gym? I never went, or
I think a few
no?
of us might be a little too old for that.
Yeah.
Badminton too. We did badminton too, right? Yeah, we did badminton.
Yeah, so I
We
mean,
also
that's
line
a
danced, yeah.
possibility. We could do badminton
We did
too.
line
So
dancing.
there's all sorts of ideas. Everybody's got ideas.
We had to do the line dancing too.
So,
You did square dance.
okay, so that's where we're at with deflection. Any questions with that?
I think after pickleball, we should also do square dancing. Be less at it.
Okay, I'll add that. So on deflection, I need to send out a link regarding future funding and gap analysis. So I will send that. Do you want me to send that to you, Liz, and you can distribute that? Because it's a survey, but she wanted it shared as widely as possible. So I'll share that and I'll let Liz distribute it. But she asked that as many people complete it as possible. And then reaching rural. So I had given everybody a handout on reaching rural and things that they can offer with where we're at with that. And Liz and I just had a quick conversation this morning. Mike and I have ongoing conversations about funding. I just want to remind everybody that per our contract, we do pretrial and TAD, which is diversion and treatment court. Everything that we do electronic monitoring and jail programs too. When we started, there was no jail programs in January of 2021. So all of those jail programs that you see, we built. And everything above and beyond pretrial, diversion, and recovery court is above and beyond our contractual obligation. So it's gravy and it's a lot of money and it's a lot of extra services that we bring. And our staff works really, really, really hard. And it's because of support and one of our biggest supporters is law enforcement. And we wouldn't be able to do it because all of our grants are written under them. And I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So just food for thought. But on that note, Reaching Rural is, although we don't have the money in hand, it's a lot of support and a lot of services that they've given us and a lot of information. And that coaching team is huge. And they want to do a site visit, and they've asked to do it either the week of September 22nd. I would prefer that they're here during a CJCC, but it's the second week of October, which is also like high hunting time. So I wasn't sure. I know that September 22nd is also hunting time. So I wasn't sure if October 8th is a better week or September 22nd. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, I'm open to suggestions.
So, I mean, you're right, it would be nice for them to be here during a CJCC. Does anybody do we have a lot of people planning on taking off that second week?
I will not be hunting. Yeah, I think if you think it's better that they be here during CJCC, then maybe we just go with that.
Okay, so I will request that they're here the second week of October.
Like it.
Okay. I have no updates for building bridges. In my eternal optimism, I say no news is good news. So I'll stick with that. I have no updates on COSUP. Julia, do you have? Okay. Again, no news is good news. I haven't heard that it's terminated, so I'm going to go with that. And then jail program updates is what I've given you. I will say Michelle just got, the Parenting Inside Out is kind of an ongoing, and Michelle just got a new Parenting Inside Out starting, so we're starting that again in September. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Becky? Or comments? No?
No, thank you.
It's our staff. I'm just the deliverer. It is truly all them.
Well, thank you. Thank you all for all of your hard work, everybody for their dedication, extra efforts to help.
Okay, thanks.
It's awesome. Thank you, Becky. Okay, moving on to the Health and Human Services report.
Okay, so I will start with opioid settlement and grant update. I think last month I did talk about the fact that we knew we lost Building Bridges and then had an opportunity to apply for Vital Strategies, and we did get that grant. So what that grant does is match the amount of dollars that we're spending on with our opioid settlement. The plan that we have for that is to be able to use that funding to bring nursing up to full time. And so we're kind of in the process of what does that look like and how do we move forward with that piece. I think we have to meet and do that fairly quickly because we know that there's going to be a transition in nursing. So we're going to need to move forward. But they've already sent us $50,000. So they were not slow on that at all. All of a sudden, this money is showing up and our team wasn't prepared for it. So we will be looking through that to be able to move forward. The other piece that was supposed to cover is peer recovery specialists as well. So we'll be looking into that area. So just wanted to give you that update. And that was a competitive grant, and we didn't realize how competitive, but we were actually probably the only one in the northern region that got it. So it's grant writing is an important way to be able to expand our services, which exactly what's going to happen when we move on to YJ diversion and have Sarah come up and talk, because we wouldn't be doing any of this without grant funding that has come through for her team.
Hello. So For some of you, you already listened to my whole spiel last night at the HHS board meeting, so sorry that you have to listen to this again. I did sit down with my team, my YJ team, recently, and we looked at cases that had come to us since 2022, when I started with the Youth Justice Program here. What we did is we went through the entire list of referrals, and we were able to say that 31 youth that we have worked with, we have either significantly changed their trajectory in life, or their outcome it's not perfect. They're not exactly where we'd all love to see them right now, but they're in a much better place than where we first met them at. Or it's youth that we never received a second referral on. So I thought that was really exciting and wanting to share that, because I think 31 youth is a good number. We would love that to be 100%, but obviously that's a little unrealistic. I do have a new youth justice worker starting August 25th. Her name is Jamie. We are very excited to get that role covered and lessen the workload for the rest of us that have been picking up the pieces. I think referrals have been low this year thus far. However, in July, we did have a total of 11 new youth justice referrals. Let's see, our diversion program, we are off to a really great start. We started with the 10-day drops. Every kid that we had referred to us in regard to the 10-day drops, they are either re-enrolled in school, they are signed up for a virtual program, or they were going to go to the Challenge Academy. Two of those kids we had 3 total that went to the Challenge Academy, and 2 of them called home crying and wanting to quit. However, these were kids, they weren't delinquent, it was just truant, and they wanted to come home and go back to school. So we're going to be working with them on that in this upcoming year. But that other kid, there's one more that stayed there, and this is one where we've been kind of trying to be creative and being able to save the county some money, because I recognize that my department is a big cost to the county. And one of the ways we have established is by sending kids to, it's voluntary, the Challenge Academy in Fort McCoy. So it's very much boot camp style. It's strict, there's expectations, and one of the youth we sent there was a pretty significant charges. And we've just seen more effective outcomes come out of the Challenge Academy versus sending kids to Lincoln Hills. We send them to Lincoln Hills, it's very expensive, and often they come back and it's the same behaviors. So that being said, the one that is still there, he is pushing through, and I have to say I'm pretty shocked. You know, when I talked to the DA about being open to this possibility, I honestly, I was biting my nails a little bit, because I didn't have that 100% belief in him, but I was like, let's give it a try. So one of the requirements to go to the Challenge Academy is the youth cannot be charged with any felony level charges. So the discussion with the DA is, can we please charge them with misdemeanors, see if this works? And Bruce has been pretty on board with my recommendations, sometimes a little hesitantly, but we've been able to come to an agreement. I feel like our services with diversion and, youth justice, I feel like my department, we're making a statement to youth and families, and that is that when you commit a crime, there are consequences to those actions, and they're witnessing their older peers, have to go to JDC, have to go to residential, and that's a deterrent in itself. Because the message is, if you do this, there'll be more consequences to that, and bigger ones. That being said, we're going back to diversion is, a lot of our cases we've been getting that are out-of-home placements this year. It's not our delinquency type cases, I would say overall. This has been the year of JIPS cases. So this is juvenile in need of protection or services. And we could get them to come through delinquency, but it's not really addressing the kids' true needs, and it's getting them involved in the formal system that can be better addressed informally. But that being said, we still have to pay for like their inpatient assessment. And then if the recommendation is residential, there's still high cost to that. So something we have just recently started leaning into is utilizing that diversion program and worker to get in and work with some of these families before it rises to the level of needing like the JIPS services and court involvement and the out-of-home costs. Let's see. So we are currently working on developing kind of new programming for 2026. One of the things we're talking about is programming collaboration with local partners to work on having parenting support groups that also tie in the youth and the family as a whole. So how this will look, it's a 12-week program. The first 3 weeks will be with the parent or caregiver only, and then the last 9 weeks will be with the caregiver and the youth. There will also be a component where a worker will go to the family either at their home or a location in the community where they focus on the unique needs of each individual family and help them work on strengthening communication and family relationships within the home. After that 12-week program, we would be looking to refer them to a therapist to kind of maintain and continue that support and care rather than everything just being cut off at the 12-week mark. We are also working closely with Sawyer County CST and still working with Bajiki to offer more wraparound like services. So I know that my department has spent a lot of money and we are expensive, but I can also assure everyone that the money being spent is well worth it, and we are making a difference and we're seeing improvements. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I would just say that I agree. I think that all of the work that you're doing is so very necessary that the expense is really honestly secondary when it comes to how much of an improvement it can make in somebody's life and in the lives of our community members. The way that I see it in my head, the way that you explain it, the way that I see it in my head is, and I wrote it down because I wanted to be able to say this, is that the criminal activity is the symptom, not the cause. That if we want to change that activity, we need to address the cause as well as the symptom. So while we're having consequences and punishments for the symptom of the activity, we also need to have rehabilitation, programming, counseling, services for the cause. And what that cause is, we don't know unless we ask, right? Unless we try to figure it out. And the only way to do that is through intervention, diversion, those types of programming. So I appreciate that you have all of the aspects in your approach. And I think that that is why it will be so successful and why we're already starting to see success in it. So thank you for all your hard work.
Yes. Definitely a team approach, and my whole department working in diversion and youth justice, like we put 110% in. You know, we're working late hours to make sure that we are making a difference.
Well, first, I agree with Judge Anishan as to what is happening. And I see the results when somebody steps in for the child and the parent and tries to have some understanding. But I also was wondering, do you know how many LCO youth were included in this 31 numbers?
In the 31 numbers, not exactly, but I could go back and look at those numbers, but I can tell you it's a significant amount that they're definitely a big part of that.
Because I would run into that problem where if you have parents that don't value education, you know, they're passing that on to the children.
Mhm.
And I've been talking to some people to see if we could get some kind of a education movement going. Because we can't expect TGB to do everything for the community. It's got to be more of a grassroots thing.
Mhm.
So we'll
Absolutely.
see what happens with that. But yeah, I would appreciate that because I would like to report to them how many children were involved.
For sure. And we are actually working with Ben Tran, who LCO is also contracting with. We are doing a big movement for the beginning of the school year. And we're in touch with Jess Hutchinson, and she's part of this as well. But we are really trying to push education to the community and our parents because we've recognized that is a definite problem where the parents didn't receive their education and their outlook is, well, look at me, I'm doing fine, right? And so we want to be able to give statistics and, I mean, not only boring statistics, but also, you know, have our workers going out and talking with them and educating them and really making the statement that what has been status quo is no longer, if you cannot drop out of school anymore because it is the law, and that message needs to be pushed that until you're 18 years old, you don't get to drop out of school. And now there's, you know, kind of the teeth in it with what we're doing. And by all means, the goal of the diversion program is to keep things informal and keep kids and families out of the formal system. So we make that agreement, but with the education to the families of this is all informal, but we can, if needed, take it to the next level where there will be court-ordered conditions for both the child and the parent. And I think overall, that's a deterrent because nobody wants, you know, everyone telling them what to do.
Right.
And I'll just pipe in just one more time that it's all this grants that we've been writing.
Yeah.
And the importance of getting this funding in to be able to make things happen. And it takes a lot of effort to respond to those grants and all the requirements that go with them. So thank
And then
you.
modify the grant because we're like, well, we tried this and now we know there's a better approach. And so everything has to be tweaked. And so a big shout out to Carrie Mann, the deputy director, because she is the person behind the scenes tweaking these grants rather frequently.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
I just wanted to say too, that you guys are doing a fantastic job. Your approach is absolutely correct. And I just wanted to add in a little bit about spending money on the front end. It kind of ties in with this. I don't know if it's here or community services, but everybody know that the school district didn't have any summer school this year. The library has a reading program. They're increased by 100 involved persons within that program. They went from 274 to like 374 this year. So that's just huge service that's being provided. And the county funds a large portion of the library, but that's, again, spending money up front versus behind. The other thing that we're seeing there that's really been fantastic is they have a thing called Tweens and Teens. And they now have 35 to 40 participants that come every single week to participate in that program. So these are kids getting them early. These are kids from 8 to 18. They're now going to split them into two groups because the 10-year-olds are too annoying to the 18-year-olds. But we're catching those kids early. So I mean, catching kids at 8, 9, 10, like we've talked about, having a safe place to go on a weekly basis, be involved with a group, and these programs are growing. I mean, so these are community-based programs. So maybe it is more under community services that I think it's really important for the county board as a whole to continue to fund and support, because that's literacy, it's everything that we're talking about too. And it's providing, it's keeping people out of the system. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think the statistics were really pretty phenomenal on what's going on over there. It's pretty incredible.
That is
So,
incredible. That's great.
ties in very nicely with what you guys are doing, because that's exactly what your goal's been too. So
Yes,
just
We're all
wanna say
very
thank you.
excited.
You guys do a great job.
thank you. We're very excited for the upcoming school year and to really hit the ground running and get our program diversion into full effect, because I think we're really going to see a difference. And of course, with diversion, I mean, it's not an immediate turnaround notice that we're putting things more in the right direction, but it'll take some time. But I think we'll all be impressed with the results in the years to come.
Couldn't agree more. Anybody else have any comments or questions? All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, public health?
Yeah, Joyce is not, sorry, you and I kind of sound the same.
I know, always. That's me. always.
Joyce isn't here today, but she just put out her standard report. Just moving into fentanyl awareness, that is going to be coming forward. So we've got the Forever Joy Barn Dance, National Awareness Day in August, and we're working on mental health awareness boards for the fall. So those will be the big things that we've got going on. Any questions on that?
I just saw that on the bottom of her report, in other news, she wrote that, this year, or I'm sorry, this time last year, there were 5 overdose deaths and now this year are 3. That's
So we are, yeah, we're dropping quicker than the rest of the state and overdose deaths. So
fantastic.
that's good news.
Very good.
Narcan is out there.
Very good. Okay, I suppose let's move on then to the LCO report.
Can you put your?
It's my understanding that the MOU,
Oh,
is in Mike's hands.
signed, huh? Okay, well,
Excellent news.
update on the MOU. It has been signed and we have it. Good to go. Perfect. And then also, what Judge Smith brought up at the beginning, that there would be 2 new members coming from the TGB that we'll have to kind of figure out with our bylaws, how they fit in. Yeah, Judge
I
Smith.
did find out, somebody sent me an email, that, they're all out, doing planning, I think today and tomorrow. So
Oh.
they're at a different location. So
Okay,
that's
good. Great. Okay, all right, let's go on then to community services updates. Going once.
You know, we might need to reach out to Grant too, because.
Yeah. Let's reach out.
So.
Okay, hearing nothing, we'll go on to outside committee update. Going once. Okay, moving on then, correspondence, reports from conferences and meetings. Anyone been anywhere? I haven't gone anywhere. No? Okay. And future agenda items, we can take the MOU off since we've got it signed. Anybody else have any future agenda items to propose?
I'm a little concerned because I know we have a lot of things going on with all these programs, and I know grants have been cut. I would like some kind of presentation on the county budget and what impact this is gonna have, or is the county gonna be able to pony up the money that we need to continue as we're operating it currently? I would just like to see some numbers. I'd like to kind of know, because I think it's important that the community, if they know you guys have to cut, $600,000 worth of these services, what's going to be the impact that's going to happen as a fallout of that? I mean, so if we need to push to raise taxes, if we need to do whatever, I don't think we want to go backward. I mean, we've come so very, very far. So I would like to see something, I'm sure you can put together something that shows what's going to be cut, what isn't going to be cut, where the money's going to fill in the gaps from grants that we've lost.
I can put together some preliminary numbers with that, yeah. Right now, we're working on, each department is presenting at their own committee and we're putting things together from there. So I'll have some preliminary stuff. It'll be a little bit early, but I'll have decent numbers by next month.
I'll also try to do a projection for the opioid settlement funds going into 26. It would be nice to just get that done early and know where we're going, especially with that match grant that we have.
Are we still getting opioid funding, or is that what we have is what we have? You know?
We got 5 notifications this week of small amounts, but additional funding. So it is still coming in.
Trickling in.
Yep, so we'll still, I think, plan on, when I did the presentation before, to hit it hard for the first 5 years with 100,000. We'll have to continue to drop down because that's gonna dwindle, but maybe we'll be able to put a little bit more, maybe we can go another year or two at 100,000, depending on what comes in. So we'll just have to keep watching that.
Where should we put this budget review in the agenda? Excuse me, do we want to put it on for, geez, what is it? So September? Do we want to put it on for September? Do you think, Mike, you'd be able to put some, or do you want to wait till October? Well, we kind of. Yeah.
October might be too late.
Yeah, I'll have some preliminary stuff for September.
Maybe we can just figure out where we want to put that on the agenda with Mike, where that fits. Do we want it just right in between, towards the top, or are we gonna go to the,
When are you, so you said you would be able to put something together?
and I usually do the opioid
Opioid
settlement stuff underneath Health and Human Services, so I can do opioid settlement discussion there, and,
Okay.
but what Mike's gonna pull together is all the county.
Okay. Maybe we can do it right before then. So after, in between the Justice Point report and Health and Human Services, I wanted to make that one word for some reason. I don't know why. Human
Human says, there you go, county budget.
yeah, county budget review or something, just something like that.
Does that sound, so that would be.
Liz, you'll find the perfect words. I just know it.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And I just don't want you to forget also that the new, the TGB liaisons that are getting appointed, that has to go somewhere. Do you want that under LCO report? Or do you want to actively appoint them right up in front in the meeting so they can be voting members? Usually we appoint new people
Yeah.
right after the minutes in the very beginning.
Okay,
I think if we look at our bylaws, I don't think we appoint them. We would make a recommendation to
yeah,
the
so I don't think there'll
county.
be.
But we could make a recommendation, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't think we have the ability to appoint them. I think the county board does.
I think so too.
So
Then
You know, I've never done it. I've never been a part of it. So you guys are gonna have to
Well,
help me
I
out with
think
that
we
one.
had to, oh, no, we didn't have to rewrite it. We did a lot of, yeah. But yeah, I think we make the recommendation, so we'll need to make sure that that's there. Mm-hmm. No, we'll do that right away, just so that we recognize them, so maybe right after the minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, if we can get the names, we can reach out and and be able to actively reach out, and maybe I can work on putting together one of the other things that Judge Smith and I learned when we went is it's really helpful for brand new members to have a welcoming packet, and here's how it works, and here's what we've done, and here's
Yeah.
who we are. So that you just don't come on cold. And I know the feeling, because I came on and I'm like, I don't know what this committee is doing when I first started. So I think if we can bring on people, that might help to make sure people are actively participating as well.
Great idea.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, well, with that, does anybody have anything else? Otherwise, we're adjourned.